Here's how I managed to lose a chess game to the worst bot on chess.com. If you know anything about this bot, Zach, it's that he always tries to lose and will almost always make the worst move possible. The only way to get him to checkmate you is if that's the only move that he can play. Otherwise, he'll play something else. It's very hard to lose to this guy, but I was able to do it in only 24 moves, and this is how I did it. We started with e4, he responds e6, so let that say something about the French defense. I respond king e2, probably the worst move in this position. He plays knight h6, another not great move. Knight is not active here. What's it gonna do? I continue to bring my king up because if I can get it to the center is a lot more dangerous than back here on e1. But he continues. Here is a funny move. I can take his knight two ways, but I don't want to do that, of course, because that only helps him lose, and we don't want him to lose, we want to lose. So I continue to bring my king to b5. Here, yes, my queen is just hanging, but he's not going to take it because that would be a pretty good move. He doesn't want to make good moves. He plays b6. I play king to a4. He continues with f6. And yes, this whole time I can just take this knight, but I refuse to. So I play queen to e2. He plays a5. I play a3. He plays e5. I play b3. And he plays c5. And at this point, after I do queen b5, I'm starting to notice a potential idea for how I can get him to checkmate me. If I can take with my queen on d7, if he takes back with his bishop or his queen, that's a forced checkmate. I'll be in check. I, of course, can't go to b5, a5, king b4, and these two squares are covered by my pawns. Of course, if I do this right away, he's just going to take it with his king, and then there will be no more mate. At this point, he plays king to e7. I play g3. I forget exactly why I did g3, but that is something I did. Continues with king to f7. Here, I'm starting to develop a plan. Now, if I take here, he's going to move his king away instead of taking and giving me checkmate. But now I have a plan to counteract that. He goes knight c4. I go bishop f5. He does knight c6, and I take it first because I know he's not going to take me back. That's a good move, and he doesn't like to play those. So here he plays d5. Now I take on h7, covering these two squares, meaning if I go queen to d7 check, well, he'll block with the bishop, so that's our last issue with this plan. But if he couldn't block with the bishop, he'd take with the queen or the bishop, and then it would be a checkmate. He goes knight to e3, again, just blundering his knight two different ways. And now I develop this little maneuver to get rid of his bishop. And now his bishop's gone. The problem is now if I take on, or if I go queen to d7 check, I was going to say he'd take my knight, but he'll actually go f6 with his king because taking the knight is better than just moving your king and not doing anything. Here I bring my knight back. Now we can't go to f8 anymore. So the last issue is his king going to f6. So we have to find a way to stop that too. He takes my pawn. At this point, this is not great. I have to take back. Because if I don't, then my mating pattern won't work anymore. I'll be able to take the pawn. Then he goes bishop to e6, which doesn't really matter because you can still go back and take it with checkmate. So I counter with d5. And now my plan is to bring my bishop to g5, and this will take away his last square that he can go to, and then all these squares with the king will be covered, and then I'll be able to do my mating pattern. He does queen d7. I go bishop g5. Of course, he can take my queen and just deliver checkmate right away, but he's not going to do that. And here, he makes his final blunder, and I strike. Queen takes d7. His king can't move to e8 because of the queen. He can't go to e7, of course, because of the queen, the knight, and the bishop. He can't go to f6 because of the bishop. He can't go to f8 because of the knight. And he can't go to g8 because of the bishop. Meaning, the only move that he can play in this position is checkmate. And that's how I managed to get Zach to checkmate me in only 24 moves. Oh, and in case you're wondering, this is what he says when he wins. He goes, "Checkmate! Wow! I can't believe I won! Hooray! I won! Wowzers!" Want to play again?